top of the hoops. I ball, I shoot, swoosh.
Just feeling real appreciative of our program and the guys to my right, and you know, just and the guy to their right, and all the people that are involved in it. You know, I'm very proud that we're here to do this. There's so many people that help these guys out year-round with our tutors and our yoga and our meals and just everything that we do. We have a big support system of people. I feel honored to be the head coach in it, and I'm thankful for all the people that were around, and I'm happy we're getting a party together again.
Talk about the fast start, 28-4, 29-4. I mean, just kind of took the winds out of Reservoir sails.
You know, we said when we were sitting here a couple of days ago that we felt that if we got guys together to follow the game plan and just do it with the effort that we're used to seeing out of them, that we felt we were the best team here and that things would go well for us. And Amani started out with the assignment of guarding number 4, who was a super active, really really good ball player. And I just know, you win these things with seniors. We got an unbelievable junior class, but I knew he would be ready for that challenge. He was. And his defensive energy in the beginning of the game sparked everyone else. And once I saw the way he was moving out there, I knew they were done.
Yeah, and talk about Amani, part of 3 championship teams, came to you from McDonough. Just talk about just his growth these last 3 years.
I was real happy to be able to give him the exit at the end like that. It actually took a little while, but we're trying to set it up. But to make sure he got the respect he deserves. To get college or NBA guys to commit to, playing a role. I mean, Amani can really score in the post. Amani is a skilled big. Amani can do a lot of things, and what we asked him to do as a senior was to commit to what this team needed to be its best, and he did exactly that. He's grown throughout his time here, and what I do know that I really want to feel comfortable with as a guy leaves our program is that he's ready for college. And his best basketball is definitely in front of him. He's got some good prospects moving forward. He'll make his decision in the next month or so, I'm assuming. But I feel really good about what he's going to be able to do in college. I feel really good about his growth. And, it's funny, I've heard like other people's perspective on different guys that we have in their development, including him. And I laugh because, from the outside, from the outside, and I've gotten to watch him develop for the last 3 years overall. And the basketball part now, I think, is going to really skyrocket for him because he's developed as a young man, and I'm real comfortable where he is there. So moving forward, the question, 3 years of a lot of ups and downs, a lot of button heads, a lot of growth opportunities. But that's what I mean. I know they're laughing, and it's funny to me too. But that's what this is about. This is about banging our heads against each other, and then coming right back to the table and figuring out how to grow from it. So we've done plenty of head banging together, and then plenty of growing. So I'm real proud of this dude. I'm so happy that he's sitting right here. To be honest, if he wasn't, I would have went and got him.
And then, Coach, obviously past 3 state championships. What is unique about this team?
So I'm gonna go right back to the beginning of what the first question. I think we're different. I told these guys in the pregame speech, which I get really excited to give, that we're different, and we've established ourselves from the beginning of our program, even when we weren't winning state championships, as what I'd like to think as people that are more committed to what we're saying we're going to do than saying it itself. So, everybody says they're a family, everybody says they care about their guys beyond basketball, but myself, Coach Fitz, our entire staff, I'm just proud of the way we show these guys, look, we love this game, we grew up on it, but we're a family of guys. We're going to teach you guys how to be a family of guys. We're going to support each other. You're going to support the next guys in line. These guys, it's fun watching Bryce do a little bit of what he does out there, and Trey and our young boys, and they're going to do the same thing. And then after, going in the stands and seeing Torn and Cleve and some guys that were part of these state championships, even Big Jordan, who was, you know, the guy who kind of set up the state championship run. You know, I think that we took the time to build. We took the time to build the right way, so it ain't going to come down easy.
So talk about Brandon Murray's impact on y'all season. Feel like he improved every game y'all had, every big game y'all had, he did a lot.
Brandon is a super talented guy, but you know, once again, he even said this when he was sitting here last time. Look, there are things he can grow with on the basketball court, but what we do is work on you as a person. And I've seen as a coach that, you know, one thing I definitely have learned in the last 5 years or so more is I was really into skill work when I first started as a head coach, because as an assistant, spent a lot of time on skill work. And you know, it is very important, and we continue to work on it. But you know, the mindset is the most important thing that you can develop in a young person that faces the challenges that come with being a high-level student athlete. And Brandon has been developing his mindset since he got to us, and his skill set is getting to show more because of it. So I'm real proud of his development thus far, and we're really just getting started. I mean, you know, all these guys, I feel that, you know, their growth is just getting started. I'm proud of what it's done up to this point, but you know, real excited where it's going to go from here.
Remind just talk about the 3 years.
Coming in from McDonough to Poly definitely was a big transition with the academics, but being with, you know, the guys on my left and right, especially Coach Sam, helped me through all the, you know, problems and all that. But I think the thing that really made a difference from McDonough was the family that we had here, and guys push you day to day to get better. And I think another thing that helped us was the things that I didn't get at McDonough, like study halls, and we have so many like different resources here that just set you up to, there's no way for you to fail. And I just really appreciate coaches and the players push me each and every day, and definitely the players, because I feel like I definitely appreciate the players, because I feel like this off season I could have gave a little bit more to them, but they stuck with me through the trials and tribulations that I've been, you know, falling off, but they stuck with me, so to persevere to where we are now.
And just talk about just being that defensive presence. Everybody wants to score. Everybody wants to have triple doubles and all. You created a niche.
Well, I feel like, you know, the players that we have to my right are very skilled, and I just want to make a presence to things that we aren't doing, or just being a leader, or let's say a captain of, you know, defense really. So doing things that, you know, players don't really like to do, like, you know, getting their heads, stick your head in there, getting rebounds, diving on the floor, taking charges. So doing those type of things when you already have 3 high-level D1 players. So just doing the things that they, you know, we all can do, but just doing the tough things so we can get that W at the end.
All right. Any of you guys can just talk about Imani. He's your Ben Wallace.
I can say that me and Monty came in the same year. He changed. Like this year, you know, being a point guard, you gotta keep everybody intact. You can't be the one to get out of control. And sometimes you get there, you get out of control. And I know Monty, that one person I could just go to. He always had a good attitude. He always would get me right. And that was a big thing for me this season. He really stepped up as a senior, and I seen a change throughout the 3 years, and I appreciate that.
It's my guy. I don't miss him. Just playing with Monty, it's been good. In practice, he challenged me every day, and he just never backed down. Like I don't care like who's your big man. He ain't gonna back down without a fight. And I'm just happy to be a part of this show.
To me, Monty just brings his game. He just brings his brings his energy to every single game. And Monty just always in the right spots. He's always just filling the lanes. He's doing the things that we kind of lack on. And that's just been great playing with Monty this season.
And just talk about all you guys can answer it. Being a part of history, probably since a year ago, you guys were the favorite. You guys had the burden of expectations of finishing a piece of history, and 365 days later, you guys got it.
I would talk about how, like, coming in, we always looked at it as like the skilled guys or something, like in that order, but it really started with the guys that came before us that worked hard at practice, that really didn't have maybe as much skill as us and as much resources as us, but they set the platform for us to get where we are now, and we wouldn't be there without them. Like guys like Big Jordan, Dre Perry, Demetrius, Self, Cleve. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
All those guys definitely started this for us. So from here, we're just gonna keep on going up.
Pass the torch.
Coach, today your press was more or less a closer. You threw it out there. The game was, you stretched your lead. Has that been the case all year? Has it been a closer for you all year?
Really, whatever we needed at that particular time. So we've had different. We played St. John's, D.C., and we had a stretch. We were pressing early. We had a stretch where they started to figure the press out. Casey was killing us, and we switched to our zone with about a minute. No, it was like 2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and rolled it out through overtime, and that won the game for us. St. Francis, I believe we played our zone most of the game. Regional championship, we ran our man pressure most of the game. We really felt like we had a group of guys that were capable of beating anybody and doing it in different ways. And throughout the year, I felt like we just built all of our defenses in a way that when we came down here, like we were prepared to go zone today. We knew that our advantage was man, but if we got in early foul trouble or they got an early lead and we felt like we needed to change the pace, we were comfortable that we could switch defenses to do that, and we were comfortable that all of our defenses would be high level. So it worked that the first thing that we wanted to do worked, and then we took it from there. But we were preached to the guys and felt real comfortable with it. It didn't matter what kind of game this turned into. We were going to make it our game and win.
Coach, tell me about the growth of your point guard. It seems that as his game has matured, it seems to be a lot easier for everybody out there.
Absolutely, including me. So I told him, nobody's better than you after the game, and it's the truth. And I'm not trying to compare him to, nobody's better than him in my opinion. In today's game, I grew up, I've been a Baltimore basketball guy since I was born. And point guards in our town used to be everywhere, and guys that could really control their team and win games on their shoulders and figure out how to get who the ball win and when they could score. And then, in the age of the combo guard, which there's nothing wrong with, it seems that everybody wants to do that. And I think Roz even struggled with how much of that he wants to do. But at this point, where he's gotten to be, a true floor general, you have to watch him play like 4 or 5 times before you realize how good he is, I think. Because he's going to win, and you're going to be like, oh, but what about, this guy did that and this guy did that. But the reality is, if you're a college coach at the mid-major level and you want to win some conference championships, I think you should be recruiting this young man. And if you're at the high major level and you want to win some championships, I think you should be recruiting this young man. So, I go to battle with that kid. And I'm not joking. Like next year, Oak Hill, Montverde, whoever, they're going to have problems with that young man if they got to match up with him. I don't care who their point guard is. So I go to battle with Ra all day, every day, at any level, against any point guard. And I've been proud of his growth. To be full disclosure, there's a time in July where I hated his guts for like 2 days. And I'm sure he hated mine worse. But once again, with talking about us button heads, like never like really like how you hate your own, your family members for a day. But just in terms of watching him grow, and then we saw him hit a point in the fall, and we're like, oh, it's over now. We saw he kind of figured it out about who he was and how he was going to be. His leadership increased, his confidence increased, and he's a bad boy. I'm lucky to have him as my point guard.
Say, when you have personnel like this and you win like you've won over the last few years, you get opportunities to play in games like you were talking about before the St. John's that a lot of public school teams don't have an opportunity. When you start making a schedule for next year, take us kind of through your thought process and who you want to play, tournaments you want to play in.
Well, so the reality is that, I mean, if it's up to me, I want to know who the top 10 teams in the country are next year. I want all 10 of them. That's my thought process initially, because I know that these guys are super high-level ball players, super high-level leaders, young men. They've been through a lot together, a lot of big battles together, and I know they're going to be ready for more in the future. So when I think about the schedule, I just think, you know, how can, and really, this was my, I remember people saying, how do you guys play St. Francis, you know, when I first got the pilot job, what would you schedule them for? And I think people now know why. So maybe they'll ask that about some teams next year, but I want to play the best that we can play. I want to represent great public schools. Our school system's been taking some heat recently. I saw some stuff today about it. Proud to represent it with a bunch of scholar athletes. We'll play any private, public, in between. We just, you know, as long as they're good and ready to play.
Coach Fitz.
Last question.
Coach Fitz, how's it been to work with Lewis and Amari? How's it been able to work with them and talk about their development over the time that they've been under your tutelage?
It's been great working with those two. The thing about it that's great is I was pretty good myself, but it's exceptional when you got athletes that can play above the rim, and now you can give them the mindset of how to play at any level of basketball. And they've been taking it and soaking it each and every day. I'm gonna miss my big fella. Had him for 3 years. It's been a growing process with him, but you seen tonight his impact. We talked about number 4, and I was like, man, Amani Walker, that's it. He's a senior. It's your time now to prove exactly who you are and what you can bring. If a Division I school wasn't there tonight, not right off of Amani Walker, something is wrong. I mean, a 6'8" guy that can move, because the game has changed. He can guard 2 through 5. I watch it every day. Like, it's been great, and it pushes Justin, who's up under him, every day. Like another high-level kid. Like, I've got a bunch of special kids here that it's been a pleasure. We started off at the bottom, but now it's a difference. And when we go into gyms, it's a great feeling. I know we're walking with these guys.
Thank you guys very much. Congratulations.
Crab cakes, no doubt.
Can we get a picture?